Would you rather have a gay son or a daughter?
Daughter, I don't know.
Daughter.
Gay son.
Gay son.
Alright, well, I thought daughter.
I don't even know, honestly.
Personally, my uncles are both gay. It's not a choice that they make. It's just who they are. Daughter's a choice they made.
Yeah, you said a lot of funny stuff on the song. Yeah. I mean, are you really worried about your sons if they were to be gay?
Yeah, like it's nothing wrong with them being gay or nothing like that. It's just that I don't want my son to go through it as a father figure. Like I got family members that like what they like, so it's like it's not nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't want my son going through it all the time. I don't want to have to try to protect him from that type of lifestyle. I hope he don't go that way, but like he's still gonna be my son. I just don't want him to have to go through the little extra stuff of liking whatever he like.
How come only in like the black families or black community, they don't care if their son be a murderer, they don't care if their son be a child molester, they don't care if their son just go out break hearts, rob banks, do the most evilish shit in the world. But the moment they found out their son is gay, bisexual, whatever the case may be, they disown them. They're ready to kick them out the house. Oh, you're not my son.
I'm not homophobic, but I just don't want my son, to swing the other way.
Okay, so that's being homophobic. If you think it's...
You guys would be okay with your 16-year-old son bringing another 17-year-old male into your house and, they
absolutely.
do their thing? You
Absolutely, they should be able to do that. Why would I feel uncomfortable?
I would only feel uncomfortable if they were mistreating my son. I'd only feel uncomfortable if my son was in a bad relationship. But as long as my son is in a happy, healthy, good relationship, why would I care who it's with? Honestly, if you wouldn't be willing to accept your child and the chance that they're not straight, you probably shouldn't have had kids in the first place, because you're basically saying that there's around a 20 to 30% chance that you're just not going to end up accepting your offspring, and that's like super fucked up.
That's the most insane take I've ever heard.
Especially coming from like a pro-lifer. It's like, oh God, like I love children so much that I want to violate women's rights to ensure that, these children will exist. But guess what? I'm going to roll the dice, and like 1 out of every 3 rolls, I'm going to end up hating them and rejecting them as my kid. Come on.
The fear some parents have about having a gay son is complex, influenced by societal norms, personal beliefs, or worries about their child's future. These fears often arise from concerns about the social challenges and discrimination a gay individual might encounter. Parents might worry their son will be excluded, bullied, or miss chances because of their sexual orientation. This worry increases in areas where homophobic attitudes exist, making parents feel protective and anxious about their son's safety. Personal beliefs and cultural expectations also play a big role. Some parents have traditional views on family and marriage, imagining a heterosexual future for their children. The idea of having a gay son may challenge these established beliefs, causing inner conflict and resistance. Religious views can make this issue more complicated, leading parents to fear their son may be rejected by their religious community or face severe consequences in the afterlife. For centuries, society has devalued feminine traits in men. When a young boy or a man shows emotion, sensitivity, or even prefers the color pink, they are often viewed as less worthy. But in the end, this fear usually comes from a desire for their child to have a happy and fulfilling life based on society expectations. But addressing these fears takes education, empathy, and a readiness to confront personal biases in order to accept and support their son's identity. But let's unpack this and talk more about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Doc Quadante, and I'm back here again with another video. Now, as you guys can see by the title, we're talking about the fear of having a gay son. Now, I put up a poll 3 days ago, and I was asking you guys which video did y'all want first, and ironically, y'all wanted this video first, so here we go. Now, thank y'all so much, because I actually got over 1,000 of y'all that voted. I appreciate y'all so much. I don't know why, y'all, this is like the 20th time of me recording the same video, and it's not that I don't know what I'm talking about. I know everything is already mapped out in my notes, but it's been a while since I've been in front of a camera, because I've been busy with life and everything, and that's probably the reason why y'all haven't really been seeing me, but I've been busy. When you take a break from the camera for so long, it's like you're starting all over again. And I feel like this is like my first YouTube video where I kept making mistakes and kept recording. So yeah, please bear with me, y'all. I will loosen up. What sparked this conversation, TikToker by the name of The Real D Thomas. I think I'm saying her name right. But she posted a video and she basically expressed how she don't want her sons to see her, putting on makeup. And I'm pretty sure any other thing that's quote unquote feminine to her, she doesn't want her sons to be exposed to it. I'm gonna put the clip in.
And when I'm in the bathroom getting ready, hair and makeup, my sons is not allowed in the bathroom. I don't play that shit.
As you guys can see, it was very ignorant and very homophobic for her to say. But unfortunately, a lot of people feel this way, especially within my community, the Black community, feel as though if they let their sons, watch them put on makeup or watch them do this and that and third as a woman, they just don't want their sons to be exposed to that because it's a possibility they could be gay. Now, when I seen the video, all I could think about was, damn, like, what is this fear about having a gay son?
Every day, y'all get on this app and y'all say some of the most ignorant shit I've ever heard. And the crazy part is, she's not the only person that thinks like this. I overheard someone at work literally saying the same thing. And I was just like, y'all cannot be fucking for real. Your son watching you get ready is going to make him gay. In your effort to protect your son from turning gay, you're teaching him that femininity is shameful. You're teaching him that softness and beauty care is dangerous, and that if he understands women or even admire them, he's considered less than. You think you're protecting him from being gay, but what you're really doing is raising him to be emotionally stunted, confused, and possibly resentful towards women, including you. Let's be clear. Gay people don't become gay because they watch their mother beat their face. They're gay because that's just who they are. And if your son is gay, having your damn mascara like a loaded weapon is not going to stop it. All you're doing is showing him early on that the love that you give him is conditional. The last thing society needs is little boys growing up into grown men who think femininity is a threat, who think softness is a weakness. So let your son grow up and watch you put makeup on. Let him see the artistry behind it. Let him see the confidence. Let him learn that womanhood is not something to fear, it's something to respect. Because the most dangerous thing a boy can be taught is that the woman's world is off limits until he's trying to control it.
I want to talk about understanding the roots of the fear of having a gay son. And what I mean by that is I really want to get into like a brief history of where does the fear of having a gay son, where does it come from? So we're going to get into that. And I also want to talk about how femininity does not equate to homosexuality. A lot of y'all get those two misconstrued and they be kicking y'all in the ass sometimes. I'm sorry, they do. And then we're going to react to TikToks. At first, I thought I had a lot of TikToks lined up today, but I only have one. I don't have a lot today. So we're going to react to one TikTok today and we're going to get into that. In many societies, being gay has historically been stigmatized or seen as abnormal. Parents raised in these environments may subconsciously adopt these biases. This fear is thousands of years old, but has undergone a remarkable transformation in the last half century in response to the rise of the queer community. To go back in time, in ancient Greece, male-on-male relationships were often accepted or even idealized, especially between older men and adolescent boys. In ancient Rome, homosexual behavior was tolerated but only under specific roles, dominant partner versus submissive. A Roman man could engage in homosexual acts as long as his masculinity or dominance wasn't seen as compromised. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam began to influence sexual norms heavily. In the Bible, male homosexuality was labeled as abomination. The shift from seeing sex as a social political act to a moral religious issue contributed to fear, shame, and secrecy. In the 19th century, homosexuality became associated with perversion, mental illness, and later criminal behavior in many countries. In the 1950s, Cold War America, the Lavender Scare saw gay men purged from government jobs, considered national security risks. Medical authorities labeled homosexuality as a mental illness until 1973. Masculinity was strictly policed. Fathers feared their sons who were too soft, too emotional, or too feminine. The HIV and AIDS epidemic was deeply associated with gay men in the public mind. Media often portray gay men as vectors of diseases, reinforcing fears and stigmas. For centuries, the fear has been articulated specifically in sexual terms, as a belief that children would be seduced into queerness by adults. Now, I kind of want to get into how certain queer people don't want their sons to be gay either. Now, I know for me, I put up a video a couple of months ago, just kind of feeling like if you are trying to be a parent, you should walk into parenthood being prepared for whatever. Whether your child want to transition, may be attracted to the same sex, they may come out with a disability, whatever the case may be, you should accept their child, as such, right? So whenever I would hear somebody express why they don't want their child to be gay, I wouldn't want to hear it because I feel like you should accept your child no matter what. But it wasn't until rapper Saucy Santana came out, he did an interview with BET back in 2023, just kind of expressing why he don't want to have a gay son.
I'm too dope not to have a I think for me, just being honest, I'm just worried about how to raise a kid. You know what I'm saying?
That's a common fear.
Yeah, how to raise a kid and just me being gay, and I feel like if I have a son, I wouldn't want my son to be gay. And not because nothing is wrong with it, but because everything that I went through.
Feel that. That's real.
Being
That's real.
a gay boy, growing up a gay boy, just all of the stuff behind the scenes that you go through, growing up, going to school, just living in the world. I'm just like, I mean, of course, if he got my genes, he probably could take it. But it's just, you don't want to. That's just like as y'all, if you grew up in the projects, and when you get your kids, you don't want your kids to have to grow up in the projects.
And the last thing I want to get into before we start reacting to a TikTok is femininity does not equate to homosexuality. Femininity and homosexuality are different ideas that society often mixes up. Femininity includes traits, behaviors, and roles typically associated with women in a certain culture. These traits can include nurturing, emotional expressiveness, and interest in things like fashion or home activities. Homosexuality, however, refers to sexual attraction and emotional desire toward people of the same gender. The confusion between these terms comes from strict gender stereotypes that dictate certain behaviors and interests based on one's sex or perceived sexual orientation. But the difference between femininity and homosexuality becomes clear when we look at human diversity. Anyone, regardless of their sexual orientation, can display feminine traits. For example, a heterosexual man might enjoy traditional feminine activities, such as baking or flower arranging, without anyone questioning his sexual orientation. The lesbian woman can express herself in a feminine way by wearing dresses and makeup, while still being attracted to only women. So yeah, that's my take when it comes to femininity versus homosexuality. I feel like those two be kicking some of y'all in the ass, especially when you're small-minded. Like, it just be kicking y'all in the ass, and I just laugh every time when I witness the shit. Now, one person who I want to bring up that I feel like correlates a lot with this video is Jada Waiter's son. If y'all don't know who Jada Waiter is, she's basically like an influencer that's made her mark within the social media world. And, she has a baby by Little Baby, which is a rapper. She showcases her son a lot on social media. His name is Loyal. Ever since she's been posting Loyal on her page, everybody been having all of their opinions on him, feeling like he's gay, feeling like he's too feminine, he need to be around his dad more. I'll put in some clips of what I'm talking about.
I ain't even gonna cap you down, bro. When I was a little kid, and I can probably speak for about 90% of it. Little boys and shit. Well, my dad and my mom would have put me in check so bad, bro. It's either one way you can come out of it. Just growing up with your mom and shit, bro. You're either gonna be sweet or you're gonna beat the allegations and you're gonna be that real nigga. But baby, you gotta come get your son, bro. Because when I was a kid, nigga, I was playing, I was outside gang. Like, I was sitting on the green box, playing freeze tag, all that other stuff, playing with Ninja Turtles, Dragon Ball Z toys and all that other stuff. I was not talking about some Karen pulling my hair like this is, and it be the ones out there talking about, he's just a little kid. This nigga is playing baddie. Like, it come to a point in time, you gotta check that shit. Like, this nigga's acting feminine as fuck. Put this nigga in football or basketball game. There's gonna be people out there that's talking about something.
You gotta let the little kid grow up. He's just a little child. He's a little baby. He doesn't know any better.
At this point, you finna change this nigga name to Saucy Royal, gang. Like, this is crazy, bro. Bro, I guarantee you, if Lil Baby ever get in a rap battle, that's over with. His son, they finna bring up his son. Lil Baby might as well just get ready to go to jail, bro, cause now.
She gotta stop doing them get ready me's with that baby. She gotta stop doing them get ready with me's with that little boy. Real talk, I see the stuff they talking about. I'ma shut up.
I really want y'all to understand how creepy it comes off when y'all see a young boy and you're disgusted or even a little tiniest bit bothered by the fact that this young boy is displaying signs of femininity that you don't know. I just saw this video of Tia Kemp, and she's looking at a video of Jada Waiter's son, Loyal. And I guess in the video, to what she's saying, he's acting feminine, and she just looks disgusted. And she's like, ugh, she need to stop doing get ready. Jada Waiter need to stop doing get ready with me's around her son. Like, girl, why do you care? Do you need that or something? Like, what? Ew. Y'all see a child not misbehaving, not being disrespectful, just existing. And you're disgusted by the fact that this child that you don't know is not fitting into the box of what you deem as masculine. When 9 times out of 10, girl, you have that box based around the men in your personal life that you have relationships with. whether personal or emotional or sexual. And that's weird. You don't know this child. Like, I need y'all to really think about how that sounds and stop talking about that child, because it comes off as really creepy and weird. And it's just like, where does this disgust stem from? Because it's not like feminine men grow up and somehow are unable to change a tire or repair a car or, you know, get money or provide for a family. Feminine men all around the world are doing that. So what really are you disgusted by? I'll tell you. You're disgusted by the fact that this child that you don't know, that you've never met, is not fitting into your box of masculinity, and it's creepy.
So yeah, as you guys can see, everybody is just super, you can just see the homophobia, like they cannot hide it. It just, it's crazy. Me personally, I don't think she should post him like that, but it's her page. She gonna do what she want to do. But she also responded to the backlash of, you know, just everybody accusing her son of being gay.
They talk about my son's sexuality. They talk about the videos saying I was promoting molestation. Like,
and then
it's a little bit.
When people don't even realize, like, speaking on the things they be saying publicly, it's like you're the real creep
to even like look at something like that and just instantly think that way.
To talk about a child's sexuality, it's like weird.
Yeah, like a 5-year-old.
It's weird.
A 5-year-old.
It's so creepy. Like, y'all need to self-reflect and do some healing.
Like, it's probably
it's honestly odd. It's kind of odd.
It's scary, but
yeah.
It's literally to that point where I'm like, yeah, I just gotta pray for those type of people. Like, I pray that they find it in their heart to like understand that this is a child, and like it's certain things that it's certain limits you just don't cross, or certain things you just don't say. But like I said, I can't control people's perception, or I can't make people say like, oh, loyal isn't this, or
right.
Like, I can't do that. So I just fuck them. We ball.
I'm glad you don't let it affect you, because you know people get sensitive about their children as you should.
I know who my child is.
Period.
His dad knows who he is. Our family, like no one's question, worried, bothered. Period.
Enough said.
Now we only gonna react to one video today because that's all I have. My phone is on 60%, so we gotta make this quick. So yeah, let's go ahead and react to the video, and I'm gonna come back with my commentary, of course.
Y'all, I just had a big revelation about black men and their sexuality. I was thinking, like, why is it that white men tend to be more comfortable in their sexuality? And I've already ruled out, obviously, patriarchy and white supremacy. So clearly they have privilege in society. But one thing that I just realized that I never thought about before is that there are white men who were raised and accepted as gay from an early age. When I think about black and Latin men, typically we aren't raised as gay sons. We're raised as straight sons. So that's why a lot of us have so much trouble coming to terms with our sexuality, because a lot of black parents will say, oh, I knew you were gay, but I didn't want to say anything, or I knew something was wrong, or I knew there was some sugar in your tank. So instead of actually accepting that that is the truth at a younger age and allowing the child to lean into who they are, that typically doesn't happen. We typically have our coming out moments in college or a little later. And I'm not talking about everybody. And so when I think about gay black men or black men who are bisexual or who are curious, no wonder that it's so difficult to manage the anxiety that comes with your sexuality, because you have not had that experience and support typically from a young age. And while when people come out, sometimes the family goes, oh, we already knew, we were waiting for you. So how about instead of waiting, you create a space for the younger black boy that you see, that you think has these mannerisms or questions or attractions? How about you start embracing them for them early, so that they don't become these damaged, emotionally insecure, emotionally unintelligent men who sometimes are abusive and who sometimes hate themselves. And I'm not suggesting that you force someone to do something before they're ready in terms of their self-development as a child, because I know somebody's going to say something about that. But what I am saying is that if you notice that your child may be gay, right, as you say, you've known since they were a baby, then raise them as who they are, not as who you want them to be. so that we can have the space to grow into who we are throughout our whole life.
Okay, so he made a really great point. I'm glad he ended it like that because I was going to kind of interrupt him and be like, well, my mom was like that. She kind of already knew from an early age that, you know, my mannerisms, how I act. She always asked me like, hey, are you gay? She used to always ask me that. But me, I looked at it like, okay, well, gay is wrong. So I'm not going to tell her like that I'm gay. I'm going to kind of just wait when I'm ready. And it wasn't until I was 18, mind y'all, she was asking me this shit when I was like, probably in middle school. She was just starting to pick up on me. I was starting to get older, you know, puberty had just hit. So, you know, that was that. So she was already asking me that, but it took me until I was 18 to finally come to terms with my sexuality and, you know, be more comfortable with, you know, letting her know like, hey, I am that. But like he said, just provide your child with a safe space and don't make them do things because you want them to do it. Like, for instance, my mom, once she took notice I didn't like football, she didn't make me do it no more. So just stuff like that. But y'all, this concludes my video. I just kind of wanted to talk about the fear of having a son. This is all that I was able to come up with, you know, giving y'all a brief history, just kind of talking about the difference between homosexuality and femininity. If you feel like I missed out on something, please feel free to leave your thoughts and comments down below. Y'all know I love y'all so much. And in the next video, I'll be more loosened up. I was tense this time because again, this has been a long time since I recorded. It's been 2 months, so it's crazy. But yeah, I love y'all and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.